Hey, I'm Andrei Pascu, known in game as Odoamne, and I'm the top laner for H2K's League of Legends team. The first time I got into game was I remember around 12 or 13, I was just playing on the PS. I was playing Need for Speed with my brother. At 14, 15, I started playing mobile games like Dota. I was spamming a lot of Dota with my brother. At 16, 17, I got my first contact with League. I got into League more than Dota because back then there wasn't Dota 2 out yet, so it was just the Warcraft mod. At one point I was just spamming it and I wasn't good at it at all. I just decided to try League out, and at first I didn't really like it because I was the graphics are so cartoonish and everything. I feel like I'm playing a comic book game. But then I decided to just play it more because it was kind of a challenge. And I just decided to keep going with it just because it was so fun at that time. The time it got serious was since I have swimming practice at the time, I would always get home and just relax and stuff. So I just started playing League, and randomly I started playing ranked. And at first I was really bad. I'm a competitive person, so I just randomly decided to start trying to get better at it. My swimming career pretty much stopped. The competitiveness from my swimming part was gone, so I tried to find that in League. I just kept getting better and better at it, and at one point I was hey, I'm in top 10 in the ladder, why don't I just try to play tournaments, One day I got into this team that they were just making with only top 10 ladder players with Febiven, Yarnan, Voidal, and Ku at that time. So that's how I got into my first competitive team. I just decided to be competitive in it, and if it happened that I ended up being a pro, then that's it. If not, then no regrets, I decided to play top lane a bit at first, because back then there were carries, Raven, you'd play Aurelia, you'd play Jax, you would play Jace, you'd play Rumble, all these carry champions. There were absolutely no tanks, and everyone would play Ignite. So top lane, back then I think it was the hardest lane of all of them. I wanted to play 1v1s and be competitive and prove that I'm better than the other guys. So I felt top lane was the best lane to do that because it had a high skill level back then. I got my first contact with Febiven, who was a top lane main back at the time, and he was a Raven one-trick pony. Since I was a Jace one-trick pony, he would just get really angry when he would play me. He would just always lose, and he was always tilted when he would play me. There were times where he would just get a kill, then he would die, and then he would just start spamming all chat, and he would be really mad at me for playing broken champions, even though he was spamming Riven all the time. But now kind of the time has changed, and there's full of tanks, teleport, and all these boring things, so I kind of just got unlucky and got stuck into this, First time I was creating my account and I tried to choose a summoner name, and it kept saying, no, this one's taken, and then I added some numbers to it, and I'm and it's no, this one's taken. And at one point I just got really tilted, and I was okay, I'm just gonna come up with the most random bullshit name that no one ever thought about, and it's really, really bad, and I'm just gonna use it. So I just had Odoamne 2 times, and I was okay, this one probably nobody ever thought about it, so I'm just gonna roll with this because I just wanna play League already. So that's how it started.
In the top lane, Odoamne!
Getting into semifinals at Worlds, it was a great feeling because it's just an accomplishment, because I feel the form we had at Worlds during from the second week of Worlds, from groups and going into quarterfinals and then semifinals, was pretty much the peak of what that roster could do, because we failed so much with that roster during the year, and it just felt really good getting to play at that level. I was really happy because of that. In the end, we still lost. It wasn't really that great of an ending. I think this new roster is really good. I'm really happy with it. Right now there's a language barrier with our bot lane, but they try their best to communicate with us. So I think that language barrier will go away their skill level. I think they're really, really good. With Febiven as well, I think we're gonna do really, really good. I just think this roster overall, it can do more than what H2K did the last year. This year the atmosphere is way better right now. Ever since Febiven came, it's just funny because Febiven was kind of a house clown. He's just laughing a lot, he's being obnoxious, he's trying to get us to read his books, and it's just funny overall. And the Koreans are really funny as well. They they spam their Korean, they sing around, and then it's just a jolly, fun mood overall. It's way better than last year. My personal ambition for this year is try to stay as consistent as I have been these past years. I obviously want to get better as much as I can. For team ambitions, I want to finally win a split. I want to not rush anything. I don't want to like give this roster a bit of time because I feel like we can reach really big heights. I think we can do very well, and I think getting what we got this last year is gonna be not that difficult.